Voluntarily seek hard tasks daily. Not the stuff that's hard that you are good at, but the stuff that's actually difficult for you. Read that distinction again, because most people who think they are doing hard things are doing hard things they have already mastered. They are grinding in their comfort zone, working long hours in the skill they already have, training the muscle group that already responds, having the conversations that already come naturally. And they wonder why the growth has slowed, why the results have plateaued, why the discipline they have built feels like it is producing diminishing returns. The body stops growing when the stimulus stops challenging it. The character stops developing when the difficulty stops exceeding it. And the man who only does the hard things he is already good at is not seeking difficulty. He is seeking the feeling of difficulty, the performance of struggle without the actual cost of it. Real growth lives in the thing you are genuinely bad at, the area where you feel exposed, where the performance is ugly and the progress is slow and the ego takes a hit every time you attempt it. That is the frontier of your development. And the man who voluntarily goes there every single day by choice before the world can force him is the man who keeps expanding while everyone else plateaus. Go there. Today, tomorrow, every day after. The early wake-up that still costs you something. Not the 6 a.m. you have been doing for 3 years that now feels normal. The 4 a.m. The 3:45. The time that your body genuinely protests. The hour that requires a real decision every single morning. Not a habitual rising, but a deliberate choosing against a real resistance. To begin before the world and before your own comfort has given permission. Lose an hour in the morning and you will spend all day looking for it. The early hour is not just about productivity. It is about the decision itself, the act of overriding the body's preference in the first moment of consciousness. That decision, made correctly every morning, sets a tone that the rest of the day follows. It says, the body does not govern here. The standard governs here. And the standard says we begin now. If your current wake-up time no longer costs you anything, it is no longer building you anything. Move it earlier, by 30 minutes, by an hour, until it costs something real again, until the alarm requires a decision rather than just an action. That cost, that daily overriding of the comfortable, is exactly what you are looking for. The workout that exposes the weakness rather than showcases the strength. Every man has a training preference, the thing he is naturally built for, naturally good at, naturally motivated to do, because the results come relatively easily and the performance feels good. And then there is the thing he avoids, the movement pattern that is awkward, the energy system that suffers, the discipline required by the type of training that does not match his natural gift. Go there, deliberately, regularly. Strength does not come from what you can do. It comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. The swimmer who runs, the power lifter who does endurance, the man who has only ever lifted weights standing in a boxing gym for the first time, feeling clumsy and exposed and completely outside the competence he has spent years building. That discomfort, that specific ego-deflating, humbling discomfort of being a beginner again in something physically demanding, is one of the most powerful character experiences available. It teaches patience, it teaches humility, it teaches the ability to perform while uncomfortable, to continue while incompetent, to show up to something that is not yet rewarding you, because you understand that the reward is coming and the process requires the presence. That lesson, learned physically, transfers to everything. Find the workout that exposes you, then do it consistently until it no longer does. Then find the next one, the cold shower, every single morning. not as a trend, as a daily declaration. The cold shower costs 30 seconds of real discomfort. That is the entire price. 30 seconds of your body screaming at you to turn the handle and end it. And you standing there, breathing deliberately, choosing not to. 30 seconds of voluntary suffering that most people will not choose because they do not need to, and because it is uncomfortable, and because the warm water is right there. That is exactly why you do it. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment. The cold is not actually unbearable. Your estimate of the cold is what you are training. Your relationship to discomfort, your practiced ability to feel the full force of the body's resistance to something and choose the thing anyway. That practiced ability, developed in 30 seconds of cold water every morning before the day begins, shows up everywhere. In the hard conversation, in the held standard, in the decision to continue when stopping is available and appealing. Take the cold every day, without negotiation, without the slow temperature reduction that makes it comfortable. Full cold, immediate, until the sharpness of it becomes familiar and the decision to enter it becomes the first win of every single day. Seek the social difficulty, the conversation you have been avoiding, the relationship where honest communication is overdue, the environment where you are the least experienced person in the room, and every interaction requires you to operate outside your established identity. Most men manage their social environment to minimize exposure. They stay in the circles where they are respected and known, where their competence is established, where the dynamic is familiar and comfortable, and does not require them to be vulnerable or uncertain or wrong. That management is a form of stagnation disguised as stability. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Seek the rooms that make you uncomfortable, the mentors whose standards make your current level feel insufficient, the peers whose ambition challenges your own, the conversations that require you to hold a position under pressure, to be honest about your limitations, to receive feedback about the areas where your character is still underdeveloped. That social difficulty, voluntarily chosen, regularly sought, builds a quality of confidence that the managed environment can never produce, because it is confidence earned in genuinely uncertain conditions, tested against real resistance, not the manufactured confidence of always being the most capable person present. Prayer in the hard task is the act of bringing your genuine inadequacy to something greater and asking for the strength to proceed anyway. The hard task reveals exactly what you do not yet have. The early morning reveals the limits of willpower. The difficult workout reveals the limits of physical capacity. The social challenge reveals the limits of courage. And in those moments of revealed limitation, go to prayer, not as an escape from the difficulty, as a request for the capacity to stay in it. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. The voluntary hard task, combined with genuine prayer, is one of the most powerful development practices available, because the prayer keeps the man humble in the process, aware that the growth is not solely self-produced, that the strength being built has a source beyond the personal effort, and that awareness produces a quality of person that the purely self-reliant approach cannot. A man who is genuinely strong and genuinely grateful simultaneously for the same difficulty. Seek the hard task, pray through it, extract every ounce of growth it has to offer. Here is the practice reduced to its simplest form. Every morning, before the day has softened you, before the comfort has returned, before the rational mind has built its case for the easier option, ask one question. What is the hardest thing I could do today that I am genuinely not good at yet? Then do that thing. Before the thing you are good at, before the task you enjoy, before the work that comes easily and produces the satisfying feeling of competence. Do the hard, ugly, exposing, humbling thing first, every day, without exception. And watch, over weeks, over months, over years, as the frontier of your capacity keeps moving, as the thing that exposed you last year is now the warm-up, as the person who was uncomfortable in every new difficulty is now the person who seeks discomfort like a resource. Because that is exactly what it is. The obstacle is the way. The hard thing you are not yet good at is not the interruption of your development. It is the location of it. Go there, voluntarily, daily, without waiting to be forced. That is where the man is being built.